Hello, class of 2025. This presentation is brought to you by your caring counselors. We're so excited to be with you today for our first senior class meeting. We have a lot to cover, so please save questions for the end and let's get into it. For anyone who's new to Ingram, like I am, let's do some introductions. If your last name starts with the letters A to GI, then Miss Houst is your gal. If you are GL to N, chat up Mr. Malaki. If you are O to Z, then you'll be talking with Miss Patterson. If you're a ninth grader, you'll want to see me, Miss Lay. When you come to the counseling office, you'll likely meet Miss Matthews, our counseling secretary. And if you need help with some special registration paperwork, we might direct you to Miss Morgan, our registrar.
Our agenda for today consists of the following topics: options for after high school, important dates for senior year with college admissions, paying for college, naviance, Common App nuts and bolts, letters of recommendation and accomplishment sheet, early decision and early action, the pros and cons of both. Some of these slides contain a lot of text, and this is because this presentation will be available to you in a PDF file for you to reference back to when needed. Therefore, we will not be reading from these slides verbatim, but you are more than welcome to go back and revisit this presentation at any time. Technical schools are one option for students who are interested in jumping into a career path quickly, but maybe not interested in attending a four-year college. Some common areas of study include healthcare, plumbing, HVAC services, culinary arts, and more. Ms. Houst will be talking about Seattle Promise a little bit later in this presentation, so please be sure to pay close attention if you are thinking about pursuing technical college. Seattle Promise can pay for many of these areas of study. Apprenticeships are another option you have most likely heard about. They are great because you can get paid to learn a trade. Some students are interested in joining the military after graduation. We recommend that you connect with a military recruiter if you are strongly considering this option. Volunteering for a year or two after graduation is a great way to build character and learn the value of service. And now Mr. Malaki will talk more about the timeline for college admissions.
Here are some important items to consider in the fall, winter, and spring in regards to four-year college admissions. Some important items to consider is that in the fall, if the school you're applying to require a letter of recommendation from a teacher, please ask a teacher if they'd be willing to write you a letter. Each teacher has a process for this, so be sure to get on that ASAP. If the school you're applying to needs a counselor evaluation, please forward a copy of your resume to your counselor and we will complete it on your behalf. By doing this, you not only are giving the counselor what they need to complete your evaluation, but you're also doing yourself a favor in completing the high school and beyond plan needed to graduate. We advise that if you plan on attending a four-year college after high school, you apply as early as possible. This will allow you to make more informed decisions on the school you will be attending based off of financial aid, final college visits, and other items needed to make a decision by the National College Commitment Day of May 1st. In the winter, FAFSA and WASFA will open on December 1st. Be sure to work with your family to submit your application as close as you can to the opening. Your financial aid package will be much more robust than compared to if you submit later in the spring. In the spring, we will work with you to ensure the school you attend has all the necessary paperwork needed to complete your application. Now seniors, you've heard of senioritis. It's real and not funny. I have a personal story with it, and so do many of my former students. Now remember, college admissions is based off of your past, present, and future performance. When I was a senior in high school, I was offered many football scholarships to smaller schools in my junior year. I was misguided in thinking that my college acceptance was complete. I didn't understand that it was contingent of my performance in senior year. Those scholarships eventually were rescinded due to my poor performance in the first semester of senior year. At that time of my life, pivoting my after high school plan due to effort in senior year was a very hard lesson to swallow. As a school counselor, I have worked with students that were admitted to wonderful universities only to have their acceptance to those schools rescinded due to poorly performing in senior year and or not completing the coursework they stated in their application that they would complete by the end of the year. On this slide are 3 hot tips to ensure your acceptance into the school of your dreams do not get rescinded. Please use these lessons in making appropriate choices for your senior year. Here are 2 schools that many students will apply to. The University of Washington application is due on November 15. The Washington State University application is due on March 31st. On the PDF version of this presentation, you can click on the icons on the bottom left to access the Common App YouTube resource page. There are many easy to follow along videos to help answer many of your Common App questions. The icon on the bottom right is hyperlinked to Common App for easy access. Attached to this slide are great resources for Common App and essay writing. Be sure to go back to the PDF version of this presentation and click on these hyperlinks. There are great videos and short articles hyperlinked here to help inform you in writing your personal essays and answer many Common App questions. Here are some important components of a typical college application on Common App. I'd like to highlight on bullet point 2 under academic history, you will be asked to manually input your historical grades. You can find this information on the source. On bullet point 4, we want to highlight the importance of understanding what is required to submit a complete application. For instance, some schools require letters of recommendations from teachers and others do not. Some schools require a resume and portfolio while others do not. So again, be sure to fully understand what is required in submitting an application to a school. Here are some items that you will be asked to provide on Common App and also some financial aid factoids. Well, first off, Seattle Public Schools Board policy prohibits any school personnel to provide a student their class rank or a weighted GPA. The highest GPA any staff member will report out for a student to a school is a 4.0 GPA. Your graduating class has 374 members, and also the FAFSA-WASFA window opens on December 1st. Be sure to work with your family to submit your application as close as you can to the window opening. If you do so, your financial aid package will be more robust than if you waited to the spring. Lastly, some schools will require students to fill out the CSS profile if they are seeking financial assistance. To gain access to this, please go to the PDF version of this presentation and click on the hyperlink for easy access.
Hi everyone, my name is Noelle and I am this year's counseling intern, and I'm going to be chatting with you all for the next couple of slides about four-year universities. So some schools offer early application methods called early action and early decision. These deadlines are earlier than the regular application rounds and you'll find out your admission decision sooner. So what's the difference between early action and early decision? Early action is a non-binding early application process. You apply early, find out early, and students do not have to commit to the school until the regular decision deadline. This is a great option for schools who are very interested in attending. Early decision, however, is a binding application process. Apply early and find out early, but if accepted to the school, you are committed to going there and will be asked to submit a deposit at the time of admission. You cannot apply for early decision at multiple schools, and if accepted to the school, you must withdraw all other college applications. Please be aware that for early decision, you may not know your financial aid package at the time of acceptance. If you break your contract, there may be fees, so look over the terms of agreement of your school's early decision contract before applying early decision. Hot tip, apply early for scholarships. Sometimes applications are separate from the application for admission. Bottom line though, showing professional interest will help you with your chance of admissions. Colleges want to know that you're interested in attending. Reach out to college admission officers professionally, ask for more information, show you're interested on your application, and early applications are a great way of showing interest in a school. I'll go over the 2 different types of four-year colleges. Public colleges are funded through their state. Example of Washington State public colleges include the University of Washington, Washington State University, and Western Washington University, and there are many more. State residents are offered in-state tuition, which is generally cheaper than out-of-state resident tuition. Lots of public colleges use the Common App, while a select few use their own application system. Please make sure that you are double checking what type of application these schools are using. Four-year public colleges often do not require letters of recommendations, but again, please double check your college's admissions processes and requirements. Public colleges may also offer an honors program, which may require additional application materials or a separate application, but are a great way of getting a smaller private college education at a public college cost. Private colleges, on the other hand, are not funded through the state or any government support. Tuition is the same for all students, whether they're in-state or out-of-state. The school and class sizes are usually a little smaller than large public colleges. Examples of Washington private colleges include Seattle University, Gonzaga University, and Whitman College. Private colleges also use the Common App and are more likely to require letters of recommendations. Please plan accordingly for this and allow ample time for your recommender to write your letter. We'll talk more about requesting letters of recommendation and the process in a later slide. Schools that require a school report on Common App, your counselor will send that in. While there are some differences between public and private colleges, they provide an equally awesome experience. Consider what your learning preferences are and cost and location, and ultimately the choice is yours.
Registering for college visits, class of 2025. Okay, so college visits are housed in Naviance. So you can log into your Naviance through Clever and look at all the colleges that are visiting Ingram in the next couple months. We have a ton of colleges. Please register for the visit so you can be excused from class. Most visits will be in the library, and just check them out. There's a lot of good visits. Just go to a couple, ask some questions, or listen to the questions that other students are asking. It might be your question about that school. Have fun. This slide will be focused on letter of recommendation tips. First and foremost, check to make sure that your schools require a letter recommendation, because a lot of schools actually don't require a letter recommendation. So just remember that. Some schools will require a teacher and a counselor letter recommendation. So just make sure you read the applications really carefully before you ask someone to write a letter for you. Ask people who know you best. That's going to be a teacher, because they've seen how you work in the classroom and how you are. And just don't hesitate to look at the colleges, look at what, some of your top colleges, what they're looking for, and highlight those things in an accomplishment sheet so the person writing your letter can focus on those things that are going to help you get into that college. Remember to ask folks at least 3 weeks in advance so they can have enough time to write your letter. School counselor will fill out your school report on your Common App once you've invited us. We'll upload your transcript, we'll upload a school profile. We will not upload your rank because Seattle Public Schools does not rank. We will upload your unweighted student GPA, the curriculum you're taking, any additional information, and a summary of anything else you provide for us will go into the school report. Remember, you must invite us to the Common App in order for us to upload all this information on your school report. Here's a slide paying for college. So this, I always tell people, parents and students alike and guardians, that it can take some time applying for scholarships. It's almost like having another class. The most important thing in order for you to qualify for scholarships is look at the colleges and see what they want and apply early. So just make sure you make a timeline. You're going to have your timeline for applying to colleges, and you're going to also have your timeline for applying for scholarships, because a lot of times they're separate applications. But this is a good place where you can get started. These are search engines that can bring you to scholarships that fit you. Okay, another slide, paying for college. Now this is a very important page because it has information about the WASFA and the FAFSA. These are two applications that you have to fill out to access certain scholarships. So if anything you remember from this slide today is, please just remember you must fill out one of these applications in order to qualify for most scholarships. And number one, the Seattle Promise. So every high school student has access to a 2-year college, the Seattle North or Central College, after graduation. And You guessed it, you must fill out the FAFSA or the WASPA to access Seattle Promise. The first search engine at the top, the Washington Student Achievement Council, is also a very, very helpful site. Just has a ton of information in there. So don't feel overwhelmed by that, but just know that's kind of your go-to, like your dictionary of all things scholarships and grants. So keep that in mind. Seattle Promise is for every high school graduate in Seattle Public Schools. So if you graduate from Ingram, you will be able to attend North, South, or Central for free for 2 years or 1 year or a couple quarters, whatever you want to do there at the colleges. There's 2-year college programs, there are 1-year college programs, there are certification programs, all of them are free. That's the Seattle Promise. The Seattle Promise video is right on this slide, and also the Seattle Promise application. You can click on that link to fill out the application and look at the timeline. Next slide takes a deeper dive into the programs that are available to any Seattle Public High School student who wants to attend Seattle colleges, North, South, or Central for free under the Seattle Promise. So these programs are 2-year programs, 1-year programs. There's also certification programs. They're just a couple quarters. All these programs are free to you, any Seattle Public High School grad. So make sure you check them out. Look at North programs, South programs, and Central. They're all a little different, and see which program interests you, and see if you want to go to one of those programs for free. And the next slide will be Miss Patterson. Bye.
Thanks for the information, Ms. Hoost. The Seattle Promise is a free tuition 2-year college program available to all students that graduate from Seattle School District. You may attend one of 3 colleges: North Seattle, South Seattle, or Seattle Central. There are 3 steps to apply: the Promise application, the college admissions application, and completion of the FAFSA or WASPA. They also provide year-round support and long-term planning. We will have a Seattle Promise representative on site in the Counseling Center during the week to help you and answer all of your questions. The Western Undergraduate Exchange, also known as WUI, is a tuition savings program that makes attending out-of-state colleges and universities more affordable for students. Through WUI, you receive a reduced tuition in 15 other states. Participating 2- and 4-year public colleges and universities across the Western U.S. agree to charge out-of-state students no more than 150% of the in-state tuition. Tuition savings may vary depending on college and major. Please click on the link to learn more and see the list of participating colleges and majors. This slide offers you a list of reminders if you are planning to attend a 4-year college. First, you should plan to create an account on Common App, where you will apply to colleges all at one time and in one place. There you will invite your counselor so that we can add your transcript, school profile, and evaluation directly to your colleges. Next, we have a lot of colleges that visit Ingram each year, so you should plan to go to Navigance through your Clever ID account and heart the colleges that you're interested in, so you will be invited to the visits with the college reps are here. It is a good idea to meet the representatives, as they are likely to be reading your application. Next, be sure to review your essay with other people to assure that you don't have any obvious errors. It is really important to send a document that is well prepared. If you need help with Navigance or Common App, please refer to this presentation and videos. If you need more help, we will have help sessions every Wednesday during advisory in the library from October 9th to November 27th. Please get the note from your advisory teacher before coming. Lastly, when submitting your application, be sure to pay the application fees. If you qualify for free or reduced lunch, see your counselor for fee waivers. Hi again, this is Ms. Patterson, and I wanted to share something with all of you. I think a lot of times when we're at senior year and we're thinking about our futures, sometimes our thoughts get in the way and they say, like, we can't do that, or I'm not able to achieve that. But I want to tell you something. When I was a senior in high school, I had a 2.9 GPA, and I met with my college counselor, and she told me that she didn't feel that I was college material. And part of me like wanted to believe her, and I did for a little while, and I thought, but then I thought about it and I thought, you know what, I can really do anything I put my mind to. And even though I didn't do like super fantastic in high school, like I can still have a really good future. And I wanted you guys to know that, because I ended up graduating from high school and I went to college and got a bachelor's, and then I became a teacher, and now I have a master's in education, and I've been a school counselor for a really long time, and I love what I do, and the sky's the limit. So I just don't want anything to get in your way because of anything anyone says to you. I hope that this helps some of you that are kind of contemplating not going because you don't think you're having a high enough GPA, but your counselors are here to help you get through this a pretty like difficult time on the whole application process or figure out what you want to do with your future. So please come see us so that we can lend you a hand and help you discover what you want to do. I hope that helps. And finally, we need you to fill out our exit ticket using the link on the slide. You must use a school-issued device or log into Schoology to retrieve this page. It is really important that you complete this because the first question is asking how you would like your name listed on the graduation program. Also, this ticket will help us to determine who still needs help making plans for post-graduation. Next up, your questions.